This is WVDA In Focus, a weekly program about events in the two Virginias.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to In Focus. Thanks so much for joining us this week. I'm Erica Greenway, and this week we'll be talking about the Multicultural Symposium that's being held for the first time over at Mountain State University in just a few days on February 24th. It's going to take place over at 6:30 is when speakers are going to be taking the stage. And joining this week to talk about it, we have Mark Hoda. He's here with the Raleigh County Schools and with the Beckley Human Rights Commission. And we also have Hoda Bizri. She's here to represent the Muslim American community. So thank you both so much for joining us.
We're delighted.
Well, first, can you guys give us a little overview of what the symposium is?
Well, the symposium, as we see it, is an opportunity to provide an enriching educational experience for the community. Beckley, certainly in southern West Virginia in particular, has an expanding and diverse population. Part of it is due to students who come here to study, and part of it is individuals who are in business and have brought their the business expertise to southern West Virginia. We felt that, and when I say we, the Beckley Human Rights Commission initially, and then in collaboration with the Mountain State University Office of Foreign Students, felt that there was a need based on sort of a cultural climate that we witnessed, especially leading up to the election, where we felt that there was a lot of misinformation, a lot of slamming other people's faith, and we felt uncomfortable with that because we knew there were individuals in our community who represented some of those faith communities, and we felt that there was a need to educate and inform people and the community in general about that someone who may be of a different faith or a different culture is not a threat to you. They're just part of the community and contribute to the community in more ways than they realize.
Right, and speaking from the Muslim American community, is this a good chance for you feel like, to actually explain to people some of those misconceptions they might have had?
I think it's a great chance for somebody like me who's part of this community, and I've been living here for over 12 years. We have a big support in this community, but a lot of people don't know much about this faith. I'm presenting the Muslim faith, Arab American, Lebanese, and I thought we have to get involved to let people know what we are, and we have to avoid the stereotype that the media sometimes, try to present on our community. And I think this is a great opportunity for us to show the people.
Great. I know you guys had several goals that you wanted to accomplish with the symposium, starting off with just increasing awareness of how diverse this area really is. Can you talk a little bit about that?
And it is, and probably the best example of that is, one of the reasons why we partnered with Mountain State University is Mountain State University has a large population. I want to say somewhere at least around 400 some foreign students representing perhaps over 20 different nations, and perhaps one of the largest population of students from Nepal in the country, from what has been shared with us. So we felt like with the rich diversity of culture at Mountain State University, what a better way than to allow some of those individuals, the students there, as well as extended members of the community, to share with the community at large about their culture, who they are, how their faith is part of their culture, and how enriching it makes the community.
Right, because a lot of people, when they think of West Virginia, probably don't really initially think of it as a very diverse area, but like you guys are going to explain, it really is more diverse than people might think at first.
Exactly,
Correct.
Especially in the past 10 years, it's growing more and more. Not only through the school and colleges, it's through the professional community. We have a lot of doctors come from different parts of the country to stay here and reside, and they like to call it home. This is time to show, to present them to the rest of the community.
Right, it's like you said, with these professionals, they're actually building roots in the community, and they'll be here for a long time.
And the reason they choose this community here, because they want their kids to really grow up in a safe environment, and that's why they choose this community. And they have much more in common with the local than the local might think. They want really to raise their community in very kind of quiet and safe environment.
and a good opportunity for some of the students, maybe especially at MSU, but just at other places as well, since they're going to be interacting with these students from other cultures, to really have a better understanding of their fellow classmates as well.
Right.
Exactly.
And we want, we want the students as well as anyone who comes from a different culture to understand that being in America, you don't have to be an American citizen to benefit from the rights that our Constitution provides for us. And there are laws in place that protect individuals against segregation or discrimination. And it makes no difference whether you're an American citizen or not. Those rights are accorded to you when you're a resident in this country. And from some of the experiences that have been shared with us, some of the students at MSU are not aware. There have been some issues, for example, where students experienced some difficulties with housing, and they didn't realize what their rights were. So that's part of where we as the Beckley Human Rights Commission try to work with all individuals in letting them know what their rights are, that despite the fact that they may be a student from a foreign country, it does not mean that they can be taken advantage of. The same laws that apply to an American citizen in terms of housing applies to these individuals as well.
Great.
And a lot of people don't understand that our community in need of those students and the professional, so we are helping each other. We are in need of them and they are in need of us, so it's like win-win situation here.
Definitely work together for the benefit. I know the other goal you guys had was to increase the knowledge of different cultures in your area, which you guys kind of touched on already, but definitely a big goal for this symposium as well.
Oh, for certain, and that's why the speakers that we have, and may I share those for the benefit of the listening audience, is Dr. Hassan Jafari is a physician in Beckley, and his heritage is Pakistani. He and his family live in Beckley. His children attend the public schools, and the individuals like him provide for the health and well-being of the community as a physician. Dr. Jamkandi is I've not had the opportunity to meet him, is a faculty member of Bluefield State, and from what I understand has been very active in working with the international community and bringing connections between businesses and the international community. The next individual is a young lady, her name is Lakshmi Barali, and she's a medical student from Nepal, and very articulate, and has much to share in terms of her culture and how she feels part of the local culture. Hoda, of course, can speak for herself, and we're delighted to have Hoda representing the Lebanese culture. And then the fifth individual is Yannick Bechiki. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's a student from Cameroon. So these five individuals bring to the table a very rich experience, not only culturally, but diverse religious backgrounds. Yes. And in many of these cultures, religion plays a significant role, as it does in our culture. And we want individuals to understand that their religion, certainly any more than our religion, is not a threat to anyone's existence, but it is part of who they are in their faith journey.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about that, being one of the speakers who's going to be there? Actually,
yes, and I'm very interested in comparative religion, and since I have the opportunity to have friends from different religion and different culture, we don't realize how much we are alike sometimes until you know somebody from that faith. We have all very common ground in faith, loving each other, helping each other. Just like George Bernard Shaw once said, there is one religion, but there is so many hundred versions of it. It's all the same. And we have to look at this. We have to see what common we have between each other. Let's forget about politics. Let's forget about the news trying to tell us. But we have much more. We are all human, and we can reach each other through humanity.
All right, great. So a lot more still to talk about with this symposium. We're going to take our first short break. We'll be back right after this, so stay with us.
Going back to rescan involves finding the menu
welcome back to In Focus. We're talking about the Multicultural Symposium coming up